Julia Radio. Whoa. Cutting edges on your stereo, yeah. Mutabaruka leads the way, so just you let the station play, yeah. Say your teachings got to hold on me, yeah. Well, this is Kimani and listening to, Mutabaruka. IRFM, Cutting Edge. Whoa.
Thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
With Mutabaruka, we are listening to the whole of it. Did I hear? Continent, the edge, the edge.
Yeah, good night. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. Every day with you next Wednesday. This is the Wednesday before the eve of the day of the Emancipation. So we have the last Wednesday in this month, and we have quite a few Wednesdays in August. And we're going to spend all of them Wednesday there until the end of August. I celebrate Marcus Garvey. Yes, we are going to celebrate Marcus Mosiah Garvey. "100 years of the U.N.I.A. The U.N.I.A. is still around, even though not as influential as when Marcus was here. But Marcus Garvey philosophy and opinions have spread all over the world, all over the globe, and has influenced many people. So from this Wednesday until the end of August, we want to just highlight Marcus Garvey, yes, as we think we can. And we're going to do some things that we have done before and do some things that you never hear we do before. You understand? It's all about Marcus Garvey.
Continent with Mutabaruka. We are listening to the whole of it. Did I hear? Continent, the edge, the edge.
Love me so far, yes, me so far, yes, me so far.
Yes, so I hear all the people in Wilmington, right beside Philadelphia, they saw, who turn out at this 20th anniversary of this festival in memory of Bob Marley. Yes, we give thanks for being invited there. So was Acting and Third World. It was a wonderful festival. We're looking forward to it next year. Why so much festival around the place that is unbelievable, man. There's so much festivals. I don't know about the festival them enough. Right back till September, a pure festival all over the place. Yeah, we are Ranmuchet in Belgium. Believe you me, festival like Worries Ran Mushet in Belgium. So, you know, I'm going to link up with Jamaica on Friday. Yes. If Ryan can come at me, but a 6 hours drive from San Francisco. It's a 6 hours drive from San Francisco. I don't remember the name of the place, but Reggae on the River, gone back at original venue. Enough artists, when I say enough artists, I mean, you name it. So we will be journeying to Reggae on the River this weekend, yeah. Enough festival, believe you me. You know, anywhere we go, we have to talk about Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is the inspiration behind a lot of what is taking place. Yes, because Marcus Garvey, the poetical works of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was a poet. Garvey set up the first political party in Jamaica. Marcus Garvey political party was the forerunner of all of these political parties, and a lot of the things that Marcus Garvey had in his manifesto never come to pass until most of a whole heap of them never ever come to pass yet, but a whole heap of them was in this time.
And the righteous black man must stand, and the weak black man must fall.
Yes, the man called Big Youth. You know that? I don't know much people ever hear it yet, but you know that there's a school of thought out there that say that Marcus Garvey never born a sentence be. I wonder how much people ever hear that before. When people are saying never born a sentence be. Yes, a whole heap of people say that. Especially, a matter of fact, I just the other day a man tell me a whole big story about the whole idea which part him born and how come it get for turn sentence be and all them, how come in birthplace become sentence be, but and it sound, may I tell you, it sound reasonable to me. The reason why them get sound reasonable to me. When them say him never born a sentence be. But me no know how they. I wonder if my brethren up at university named Rupert. I wonder if Rupert Lewis ever heard that story there before. Or even the sister down Marcus Garvey, Liberty Hall there. Donna said Marcus Garvey never really born a sentence be. That is something to explore still. But we know that Marcus Garvey went to New York in Harlem and galvanized black people to the point where the biggest organization ever in the history of any black organization was formed and set up and run and was executing its duty. It's a serious thing. Marcus Garvey, very important figure in the 21st century. We are telling you, 21st century, one of the greatest philosophers are seen as one of the high-ranking philosophers of the 20th century. Philosophy is still relevant up to this day. And we see the leaders, them again, come mouthpiece towards it, you know. Because them don't want to recognize this idea of race first and Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad. Are some scary word them there, you know. For present day leadership in Jamaica especially. Are some scary words that when you say Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad, and when you say race first, whenever I say racism, you know, we say race. So don't mix up the thing. Some people feel so when you talk about race, you talk about racism. Marcus Garvey talk about race first, and he have a concept around that. And Marcus Garvey say Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad. Whole heap of people don't want to hear them kind of talk in a them time, yeah. Because it could have upset some apple cat. And then when the cat upset, you see the rotten apple them start to show themselves. Marcus Garvey, we have to recognize and appreciate the depth of which Marcus Garvey went to draw out the consciousness of black people all over the world and give it some sense of pride and dignity. That where it seem like we lose all of that pride and dignity and gone back instead of forward. We make American imperialism overshadow it. And now we take unto ourselves the slave master cultural definitions and understanding of self. So we're going to repeat again Steve Beko words. Steve Beko say, the greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. The greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. And some people feel say, them no slave because them not chain. And them feel say slavery is just a matter of shackles and chain. The greatest slavery you have is when a man can make you do things and make you believe that you actually do it on your own initiatives. That is the greatest slavery. Terrible slavery that. When you actually do things without forcing you to do it. And you start to accept and believe, say, what you are doing is what you intended and wanted to do. And then go far again and start to defend what you do in the name of yourself. And you start to have some kind of explanation around it that is based off of what they gave us, whosoever they is. So a man use definitions that is not his and characterizations that is not his, and then him define himself in those things and then come out with a person that is zombie. Is a zombie. I go and play fella tune about zombie. I go and play fella tune. I go look for fella tune and find play it. I go to play the whole light even though it's long. Zombie. Most of we are move like zombies and we don't know, so we zombie. A zombie don't know, so he's a zombie, you know. That's serious thing. A zombie just a move accordingly. You tell him to go right, him go right. You tell him to go left, him go left. And that is where we call now sufficient unto itself to make black people feel comfortable in themselves. Black skin, white mask. That is where we're going, like a roast bread fruit. And that is where most of our leaders are like, roast bread fruit. Black outside, but when you peel it off the skin, them white. Them don't have nothing to do with Africa. More than use it as a kind of exotica or exotic place where you just talk about it. Like how them see the African culture and sit down and enjoy it rather than participate in it. It's weird. It's weird. Our Jamaican head of states don't take part in African culture. Them enjoy it as entertainment. Entertainment. Them enjoy it as archival pieces or expression of culture, primitive culture. So them deal with the exotic part of the thing and recognize it only as exotic. Them don't recognize it as workable. Them don't recognize it as something tangible, that something can be used to push forward them agenda, if them did have any, when it comes on to the African-centered perspective. So Marcus Garvey, up to this day, is a very dangerous man. Dangerous, man. Because when you start to read the philosophy and opinions, and when you start to read a lot of them book them, you start to realize that but these people would have never, them people have got dead out first. And people like all my grandpicking them who might be getting piece of it, come and amplify it. And show you say, at this how it's supposed to go for a long time, you know. And them long time people there, where you saw there with my grandfather age and them thing there, them never did want to come experience this. And as a matter of fact, the day my grandfather talked about Marcus Garvey on the radio and them never want to listen to him. But you see, Marcus Garvey word must come to pass. Must come to pass. Because we are talking about the redemption of a people. Redemption of a people. And we can't ignore redemption. You hear Bob Marley sing about our redemption song. Him sing about emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Who for world you think that is? Whole heap of people don't even know, says Marcus Garvey did say that. And that is the power of Marcus Garvey word, that a man repeat it and you don't even know, says Marcus Garvey said. You can repeat Marcus Garvey words and don't even mention Marcus Garvey. And then sometimes it look like the person who repeated, them was the one who originated. But one of the greatest songs Bob Marley make, redemption song. The key word in that song, the key word is emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Marcus Garvey said that years before. Years before. And that is to show how the Rastafari movement get influenced by Marcus Garvey, that most of the artists them who's of Rastafari use bits and pieces of Marcus Garvey philosophy and words to express a redemptive element of the culture. Rastafari, the memory of the Jamaican people, according to Professor Barry Evans. Yes. Yes.
Hello, Muta.
Yeah, blessed.
Good night.
Blessed man.
You know, so the same Marcus Garvey word, a reality attack.
Which one of the word them? Or what if I word with
when
that?
When I say from mental slavery.
Oh, emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
Yeah, I'm at 17, you know. And a damn thing there to unite black people. And that I gonna make Jamaica unite, and we're not gonna get that.
Yeah.
So you understand?
Well, a youth like you know have to go regurgitate them reasoning, their consciousness. That ones like your age recognize how important it is, you know?
Alright, you understand me?
Yeah.
And at that, them are back down, you know, them are back down, you know.
Yeah.
Them are wall down, you know.
Yeah.
Then I want to talk about Marcus Garvey, you know, because Marcus Garvey was a brilliant man, so them are wall down that.
Well, you're not bad now if them not talk about it. You have to talk about it.
Yeah, me have to preach about it.
Yeah, man, you have to talk about it and keep saying the same thing all the while, too. Nobody try find something different if you don't know nothing else. So they try to know one thing, you just keep saying it.
Yeah, man, and that me keep saying on, because a long time I want to call you and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
You know, the credit thing, go.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they have a pan of credit thing. Oh, everybody. See, them credit God as him say that. Yes, this is the cutting edge. And we're calling it the Marcus Garvey Edition Part 1. We have enough parts next month. the 1st August is recognized as Emancipation Day. Now, historically, it was when the signing of this proclamation about freeing or making slavery null and void. On the 6th of August, 1962, was Independence Day. This was when officially the government, the Queen Elizabeth gave over her colonial country to our newly found friends, colonial friends, black skin friend them. We want to know when independence I got done. We want to know when we are going to get to emancipation. Now, we want to celebrate Emancipation Day because we know of our ancestors struggle to move themselves from one stage to the next level. We who find ourselves in this part of the world and in this time here, have to move it again to the next level. And if you go in most Jamaican places and ask them about independence, them say, we're not independent, we're dependent. How did Jamaicans come to that conclusion by themselves without organizing such a thing as no independence for Jamaica, but dependency for Jamaicans? And the government will recognize that Jamaican people in at this time here, even though we are celebrate because we love to party, because it look like it's a party really has stopped certain things from take place. Yet still we see them want to curtail certain things. Where if them start to curtail it, I warn them, if them start to curtail certain things because of monetary constraint and IMF thinking, it's going to be terrible. If there's such a, them have a word named terrible. Hey Brian, them have a word named terrible. Them, well, that's why I'm not going to use it because them have no word name, so it's about terrible. If them keep restraining Jamaican people from drown them sorrows in the music. Because, trust me, them people look like them want the thing turn upside down by the click of a switch. Or just the click of something else. You know? Yes. But, you know them say, well I know them say, I mean it really say, you kill it today, you can't kill it tomorrow. Today, you laugh. Tomorrow, your sorrow. And that's it there. Man ball out. Them never love for Marcus. So make we put some more fire upon the kickle and fire upon the fire. We want to ask the question, how much people out there ever hear them say Marcus Garvey never born a cent and beer? And how much people know? Is it possible that he never even named Marcus? Oh, that's terrible thing to bring up on the radio. Is it possible that the man who we call Marcus Garvey never named Marcus? It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. Yes. Cutting edge. Yeah.
Good night. Night, Muta.
Good night.
Muta.
Yes, ma'am.
Me, other day when I did have the thing where in the forum.
Liberty Hall, yeah.
Right. I'm here not talking about Jamaica being free, completely free.
Who said that?
Yeah, man, somebody in
Who said that? Who said Jamaica completely free?
One of the person them inside there say them want Jamaica to be completely free.
Them want it to be, it is completely free. Which one you say?
So them want it to be completely free because them said Jamaica is not free.
Okay, all right, yes.
I'm here one of the minister again after that come on the radio.
Minister, government minister?
Eh?
Government minister.
Government minister, yeah,
okay.
government minister.
All right.
I think I one of the opposition one.
Right.
Come on the radio and I say the country, he want the country to be free. Because them have to answer to so much people, them have to answer to IMF and all them type of something. So what me saying the country Jamaica not ready for that yet.
You not ready for what? Free?
Jamaica not ready for freedom. If we still rule by the Queen in Muta.
Who say we rule by the Queen?
Hold on, if it's say we not rule by the Queen, but if,
no, me not say we don't rule by the Queen. I say who say we rule by the Queen?
Are we the Queen not own Jamaica?
No. The Queen not own Jamaica. No, sir, the Queen not own Jamaica.
England not own Jamaica?
No, sir. You really believe that England own Jamaica?
Yeah, I believe that England own Jamaica.
Okay. Why you say that? Why you say that?
Me no see where
you think that English person can come here and say St. Anne's a film one because him are English, British?
Yeah, but everything we still have to answer to the Queen, and if we even
no, but you have everything you have to answer to the Queen. You don't have to answer to the Queen everything. When them go to the IMF, them never answer to the Queen. Them go to the IMF and never answer to the Queen. They never talk to the Queen for go to IMF. When them arrest, when them charge Vibes Cartel for murder, they never go to the Queen.
Yeah, but if him want, him can still appeal. And the Queen would appeal to.
Well, no matter who him appeal to, me just I tell you, sir, when him did go to jail, them never go to the Queen for lock him up. And me know say no British people can come down here and tell me say send my yard up and for them land. Them can say it, but I don't know if it make any sense. So I don't know.
Well,
it's a broad statement. It's a broad statement to come say the Queen own Jamaica. You know, it's a broad statement that. It's not even a statement where one could even say make any is valid in at this time, yeah. We know the symbolism of the Queen in at this time, where we are trying to get her off our shoulder. The symbolism, but the Queen is symbolic to a colonial past, so we are trying to get rid of. But the Queen don't own Jamaica. The Queen can't come tell the Prime Minister say he's not the Prime Minister. I want somebody else to be the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister elect the Governor General, or the members elect the Governor General, you know, and then them work it out. But the Queen can't come tell Jamaica and say, "Wanna vote for this party? We don't want a party there. Run with colony." The Queen can't do that. So it's a broad statement.
So it's not the Queen country then?
No, the Queen don't own this country. The Queen don't own Jamaica. The Queen don't own Jamaica.
So what them saying them want to be fully free of?
Them want to free of the IMF idea, the concepts where a Jamaica have to go to solve the problem from IMF and World Bank, and economically develop a system of our own that can really sustain and maintain that we don't have to go to these big multinational corporations who don't have our interests at heart and take for them own. And then
but even before the IMF, me keep on hear them. I said them want Jamaica to be free and
then Jamaica
I'm free from the Queen. I'm free from the from England.
We want Jamaica to be the freedom. What we are talking about is that we must not have a representative of Jamaica a representative of the Queen representing our colonial past. Where the First Lady is not the Prime Minister, but is the Governor General wife. We want to move that off our back. That we don't have to go to the court and swear to the Queen and her successors. And when Parliament start, you don't have to talk about the Queen.
Right, that is what I'm saying.
So we want to get rid of that. We want to get rid of that and be a republic. You understand? With a republic.
But would I still glad if the Queen did well,
you'd have done it
with Jamaica.
Why you say that? Tell me.
Oh, you mean then if so much Jamaicans out there living in slavery, and for the injustice and corruption in the country,
you feel the Queen did a rule, would have it better off?
100%.
Okay. So
100%. Because
if you have a choice between if you have a choice between governing yourself and the Queen governing you, you'd have prefer the Queen govern you.
Muta,
yeah.
If we fully free.
No, hold on, man. Wait, me ask you a question. No. Listen to me and say carefully. If you had a choice, who are calling me on the phone now, if you had a choice of governing yourself or allowing the Queen to govern you, which one would you prefer?
More than want to govern myself.
Okay, all right.
Because of myself, I more than know myself.
Okay. Want your children now. Want your children. No, want your children now. Would you prefer the Queen to govern your children than your children to govern themselves?
That are themselves.
Then the whole are we not themselves? No, the whole are we not self. The whole are we ourselves, you can't separate yourself from the self. If we are talking about self, you see, you are talking about individual self. No, me are talking about individual self plus the children as a self. And you are saying, no, you rather prefer the Queen govern Jamaica than we. And you know think that you can't govern Jamaica. You feel that the Queen should have governed Jamaica because if you.
Me not talk about me.
No, then no, you wait. I mean, they want to pick them. You pick them can't come up to govern Jamaica, you know. Your children them can be the next governance that govern Jamaica. So where you say now, say. You not think your children them could have been governed Jamaica?
That are my children them.
Then your children them not have my children them too.
Govern Jamaica,
no, we're not business about with them. I don't know. We are talking about where you and your children can.
Yeah, but me can't talk about me and my children them.
Why not?
Me and my children them now govern Jamaica.
Okay, so you're not govern yourself.
No, right? No, me a prisoner right now.
Oh, you're a prisoner. Okay, we are all prisoners, victims of the system, don't it?
Me are more victim than you.
So, we are going to move the shackle now. We are going to move it.
That's why I say me would mind if the Queen really did in charge.
So if the Queen did in charge, you'd be a victim.
Me feel the country all that free from.
No, me not talk about no country. No, you me attack. You say you're a slave. So me ask you. All right, so you're a slave. So if the Queen did a rule, you wouldn't be a slave.
And Muta, if you do that, just listen what me I say.
Me hear what you say, but me ask you something now.
Because me still feel that the Queen rule in the country. So when you
the Queen rule you then, the Queen rule you.
Me just feel to say, because everything go in, you hear them say about the Queen, so that means to say,
no, them say, no, wait, don't, me not talk about what them say, no, you me talk about, you say you're a slave, you know. So if me ask if you is a slave, if the Queen did a rule, you wouldn't be a slave.
The Queen a rule, some don't know if she did a rule because she's still ruling.
So if the Queen, but if the Queen a rule and you're a slave, there's something wrong then. If the Queen a rule, you say the Queen a rule Jamaica, and you say you're a slave, that means there's something wrong. The Queen shouldn't have rule then, because maybe if the Queen never rule, you wouldn't be a slave. Where you laugh?
That is Muta.
No, but that's what that is Muta. Because you know me, Because you know, so you understand when I say why you laugh, you know. You understand when I say why you laugh. You know see it?
Muta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
what
know.
me say?
You what me say no. Me have to go to the people them money where them a make for the station. So call me back next time, yeah?
Yeah,
Alright, sir. Yes, a caller just asked me for ask whosoever know where Miss Bradbar Black Space thing is taking place. Could I just call with a number or something that I can? Jai supposed to know, you know. Jai. Bradbar Black Space. Once call me and ask me get some information. If there will be one tomorrow too, I don't know, but I guess Jai can tell me that. So if I could get that information that I can pass it on to the listeners. Yes.
Yes, Fireblaze.
Stepping, cutting, all of them together. Yes. Marcus Garvey. Virginia, I listen to your radio.
Yes, Muta. I never know if I'm
hold on there. You have to turn off the radio, you know.
No, I'm not near it, you know.
Yeah, who this?
Yeah, I see him you say that talk here.
But me, I hear your radio.
Yeah, I hear my radio, sir.
Alright, it gone now.
Yeah. So what me I say, about the idea where you come up with, I know, I say, Garvey, if anyone know if it, you know, say, information.
And the idea with me come up with, alright.
Well, the information.
I mean, come up with it, yeah.
The information where you have to be circulated now.
Yeah, so maybe Marcus Garvey never born in a sense.
Yeah. So I would rebut that with saying, Garvey himself would have said, boy, some people have a stretch of imagination, but he would say that one time in reference to some professor, and say some professor, you know, white or black, what not them be, you know, them have a stretch of imagination because them would have discovered some of the pharaohs in Africa and say, boy, the pharaoh them look brown skin like, but it is not African. So Garvey, that's say, imagine a brown.
Wait, hold on. Where's the Garvey would I say? Are you a say it or you that say Garvey would I say?
I tell you what Garvey said.
Okay. You quote Garvey.
Yes.
All right.
So there was when the man them discover some of the pharaohs, them is like them want to say it is not black people, even though them have a tone which want to reflect black. So Garvey, that's a boy, some people really have a stretch of imagination. To know, so them discover some man with brown to black. And I'm going to say, boy, the man them even though reflecting black character is not black. So imagine some man in Africa who is brown to black but could be nothing except African. So me I say, boy, whether or not Garvey, as them say now, is from Jamaica or whatsoever. It is critical to research and know that.
Hold on, Bridget. You go too fast, man. Who did say Garvey never born in Jamaica?
Yeah, I said the information.
No, man. You see, you get me mixed up, you know. You don't mix up the country. I never say Garvey never born in Jamaica. I say, nobody ever said Garvey never born in Jamaica. You must listen carefully to what I say now. Nobody ever said Garvey never born in Jamaica. What I am saying that
you never said that.
Listen to me,
anyone hear the information.
Listen to me, I say no. Bridget, listen to me, I say no, man. Listen to me, I say. All right. I did not say and I did not imply that Garvey never born in Jamaica. What I said that there's a school of thought that Garvey never born in St. Anne.
Okay.
I never said nothing about him never born in Jamaica. I said there's a school of thought that Garvey did not born in St. Anne. That is what I say.
Okay.
There's nobody in the earth could have said Garvey never born in Jamaica.
Well, me stand corrected, and then it go on to say boy, and then there's some information there, and probably when you check it probably say him not even near Marcus too. So probably I guess me get it all mixed up then. Call me and listen here, no, my brother.
Yeah, but you listen to me, but you listen crossway.
All right then, yeah, but that you say, but even that then, because me I say, it matters not why all of this come up. If it is not in the interest of the black race, it needs not we listen to all of that, because we have to know what is propaganda again. And as again,
so what is propaganda? What is
a tool?
What part of this is propaganda now? What is part of this is propaganda?
I don't know if it is. Me I
then
say,
where you bring it up? What is word of propaganda?
Virgin, it is worthy of researching. I just say, is it?
That's why I ask the question, because people out there have a different point of view about which part you have a ban.
And I'm saying, yes, it is so.
So you're saying not important. Of course it's important.
Yeah, and that me I say, but then you say probably information to circulate to say if but me I say for whatever it costs, if it is not in the interest advancing the black race. You get what I say?
Yeah.
Certain thing we don't really need, cause as I say
so it no need to know. It no need to really know exactly where I'm born.
Me not say that, Virgin.
But what you say? What you say?
Well, is it in the interest of advancing the black race? Just
so find out which part Marcus Garvey born in Jamaica.
Well, right
yes,
now, as it stands,
it no matter. It no matter.
No, hold on. What me I say about that? As it stands right now, him born in St. Anne's.
I born in Hanover. It no matter.
It does. But him born in St. Anne right now is adequate enough, and the philosophies that he has expounded upon, and it is that what we really need.
I am agreeing that what we need is the philosophy and opinion. But here is history. Here is history. You know, sometimes people put history to you out of their own imagination, and we keep repeating this thing, and we start to make it become true. There's a lot of things that has been turned around, twisted around in our history that we feel that was not important. And we keep saying it now, and we find out that one thing lead to the next. Now, I am saying the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey, to me, is more important than anything else about Marcus Garvey. Yeah, but I am saying also that we keep saying that Marcus Garvey was born in St. Anne's Bay. That is where them teach the children them. Sure. Whether or not it is advancing black people is the next thing. Whether or not we are now saying, let us get to the real truth of the matter. Did Garvey born in St. Anne's Bay, or did he not born in St. Anne's Bay? We talk about these things, you know, whether or not it's advancing the black race or not. It is a historical thing we are trying to put straight. We are trying to confirm in history that this man was born in St. Anne's Bay, or this man was born in Steertown, or this man was born in Davis, or this man was born where. It have no significance to whether I'm going to eat food tomorrow or I don't eat no food. I got sleep with my wife or I don't sleep with my wife. It have no significance. But I'm just saying that for historical reference. That is what we're talking about, historical reference. It's not something to educate you in being a better person. It's just historical reference. So don't get it thwarted up like saying, I am saying that it's a very important thing to know which part Marcus Garvey, but it is only important to the historical reference point in which we speak of our national hero.
Well, all right. As Mr. Bridget, I have no problem with it because me that Garveyite straight, and if all the other ism and schism and Pan-Africanism people are put forward for me that Garveyite. Okay. And you are one of my teacher them. And
what it is to be a Garvey? What it is to be a Garveyite? Don't just say Garveyite. What it is to be a Garveyite?
Well, what it is to be a Garveyite to me is to hold to the concept that Garvey hold to, and the ideas and the philosophy.
For instance,
the whole idea of having certain idea about racial purity, I kind of, hold them concept to a certain level, to the point where even that is where I was coming back with, I kind of, hold them concept to a certain level, to the point where even that is where I was coming back with W.E. Du Bois with you earlier on, because, may I say, I don't really believe that today the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is the number one, to me, when you really analyze it, number one colored, really, as it is, organization out there. And the U.N.I.A. dead, and really and truly. But even, I see the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People have on feet website internationally, things of the U.N.I.A. And you try to, I say, can any U.N.I.A. now associate themselves with the NAACP? To me, that is killing Garvey ideology. And do we not know about the Black Divine Nine and all these things? So, when we are run up a mouth and I say, I'm not talking about U.N.A.Muta, and even you too, because I want to debate, and you have to debate with the highest of the highest, as in mentally then, if intellectually speaking, and you are one of them where, and even you too, as I say, you have your faults, I still respect your car. You don't know. At the end of the day, you weren't one where I said, boy, you're into the politics and ray. You just use the cultural, me assess them, me assess you wrong. But since later days, you start make more,
no, wait, don't assess me, man. Just tell me what you talk about the NAACP
Alright.
Dubois and Marcus Garvey.
So what me I say now?
You tell NAACP is more relevant than the UNIA in this time. That's what you say.
No, me I say right. Me I say it is more recognized at this time, and the divine 9 Black Greek lettered organization that was created. Most of our leaders them are members of them through them association in university and college and all of that. So I don't know the Alpha for Alpha and all these things. So me I say, and what really advancement are we making in this time?
Brethren, I can tell you the truth now. I hear a youth we have so much things for him mind, and him want to say so much things that you keep saying so much things. You can't say so much things in a little space of time where they are so. See, we talk about Dubois and Marcus Garvey, you know, and you say, that what I'm getting from you is that Dubois is very relevant in this time because of the NAACP. So I'm trying to figure out how you are connecting now Marcus Garvey and Dubois in terms of relevance. That is what I'm trying to do.
I am saying to you that
we don't have much time for you to do it because we're going to go to some advertisement, but I'll give you a little chance to talk more.
Alright, but what I'm saying to you,
W.E. Du Bois.
I am saying W.E. Du Bois has killed the whole ideology of African movements. You understand?
Him kill it.
Yes.
Okay.
And today, and today the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is more upfront than a UNIA. The UNIA seems to be dead. In fact,
yes.
Marcus Garvey gave us an African dream. Martin Luther King gave us an American dream.
Yes.
So the whole Martin Luther King American dream coupled with the National Association for the Advancement and even miscegenated like a Barack Obama is culminating and killing Garvey philosophy. So, and Garvey had criticism against Selassie too about joining the League of Nations and aligning himself with the tribe of Solomon more than the tribe of Sheba. As the Garvey said, him himself, Garvey don't worship the God of Solomon because Solomon is a Jew. So me I say, really and truly, it's black people, and as you even say, we're even more enslaved now than we really think we are. Not how we say we're free, but we're not really free. So me I wonder where we are go still. But me I listen along and me I watch the thing and hope so the Garvey fire keep burn because the ancestors' spirit is around.
Yeah, well, that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to wake up the Garvey spirit many times over and over. Give thanks, Bridget. Yes.
Muta.
Blessed man.
Greetings, Rasta Black.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, man, may I listen?
A virgin in Falmouth named Steve, you know him quite well, and he have Slice Slick and Wicked, he got a stroke, and he asked me, he can't talk to
What name?
Steve. He have the sound system called Slice Slick and Wicked.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a stroke, and he asked me to give you a ding to invite you to Trelawney Homecoming at Rock Wharf, round a rock, Saturday night.
Which Saturday? This Saturday?
Yes.
No, me can't there. Me not go there.
All right. I'm sure he's listening, but through his speech impediment is like...
Yeah, me understand. So where am I keep?
At Rock Wharf, round my Kiribati.
What him keeping?
Is Trelawney Homecoming, networking.
Okay.
A networking thing.
So what him going to feature? What him featuring at that function?
I guess is all the Trelawnians coming home for the holidays.
Okay.
And they all meeting there at Rock Wharf. The place he big sign to Kiribati.
Yeah, so how am I going to work that out now, like in our speech impediment, you know?
Well, him talk a little, you know, but it's hard to understand him much. But he have to, like, listen carefully. And
so him usually anything where him can't write nothing.
Yeah, man, and him text to one thing, so...
Okay,
but Okay. I went there and visited him and things, but and he really wish. As a matter of fact, while he was in hospital or at home in Orlando, he listened to you and listened to what Ryan called himself, Muta.
Ruta.
Yeah. Yeah, he listened to both of you while he's in Orlando.
Stepping raise of time.
True.
Yeah.
So he come home now and he asked me to do that for him. But
Yeah,
you know, I was listening to you talking to the...
I do something else.
All right.
Yeah,
I was listening to you talking to the lady about Jamaica owned by the Queen.
Yeah.
You know, when they found a little piece of gold in Jamaica, the now deceased Governor General Howard Cook. He wobbled to England to give the Queen the first piece. It's alleged.
Yeah.
So it seems like everything in Jamaica you have to give the Queen the first piece.
No, you don't have to give her everything. And them I do that, but you don't have to do it.
But you and I don't have to do it.
Yeah, well, we not talk about them.
Them are true.
We don't know we and them are going to work it out.
You remember Jamaica, Montego Valley was named the Queen of Spain Valley.
Yeah, well, them now the Queen's Highway, man.
You know, Muta, I don't know if you remember this event, but one time you were walking with a bungle of something on your head, and the police was driving right beside you, follow you all the way home and asking you what you have on your head. And you know what you had on your head, but you were walking straight home. And you walk home, put down your thing on your head, and then pick up your calabash and drink some water. And you didn't answer, you didn't say a word to the police. And then years later, I saw you on stage. And when you come off, he said to you, he didn't know that you were an intelligent person. He thought you were a madman.
Yeah, me look mad.
And you say, and you tell him, so if you did answer him at the time, you'd have locked him up. But you pretend. And he couldn't believe about it. And he's retired now, and he brought me up down a mountain and tell me, but all of this.
You tell the story.
The story, you remember it?
I remember the story, but boy, the amount of them story that we have in my backyard. When we start writing my memoirs. You have to go. You must say, anyhow, you'd answer, you'd have to arrest you, because I know so you're intelligent, but at the time, you said, no, man, I'm mad. Yeah, some of them still say it, though. Some of them still say it.
Yes, man, me too. They say about me too.
All right, so give thanks. Here, Bridget. So tell me something, how the politics are working out, because we still look like the man that gear up for run next election, you know. How it go? Well,
I decided I'm going to pay for all candidate nomination fee. I'm planning a togetherness now so we can go on the same page, because it don't make sense anymore. It makes sense we come up strong. And all the sector, like people who come into the politics thing now, like as Rastafari, who talk,
like you know. PPP. You see the PPP, you know, and you. I mean,
well,
when you can't work a coalition thing, I work it out, it's stronger force. Oh, that go. Tell me.
We have to work it out. We have to go strong. And because they're agent of the state.
Who is an agent of the state?
There to
no, who you say is an agent of the state?
The ones who come in and fight and say they own this star because they're Marcus Garvey. And because as a Rastaman, you know, you gravitate to the star first because you
hold on. Who you saying is agent of the state?
Well,
because the PPP me not talk about, you know, with Miguel. Me I say,
right,
if there's any way one can come together and do a thing, and that me ask. But you know,
I know that's what you're asking.
So you say Miguel is a agent of the state?
I think so, because
so that means you not come together with him. I just that want to find out. That means you not come together with him then.
Well, as you know,
just answer me, no, man. You don't have to go around as me, no. Me no know. Me ask you something.
Okay.
Since he's an agent of the state, you not come together with him.
Well, you know, you can't. I don't think an agent of the state and a
that means you not come together with him. That way I say, you not have to explain the whole of the thing. It just means you not come together with him because he's an agent of the state. That me want to find out.
Okay,
you just go and run the thing on your own level then.
Not on my own level, on the level of the people where they don't have to be encountered with people who are like, one day they're revolutionists and the next day they're agents of the state.
All right, sir. All right. We have to move on now.
Rasta love.
Yeah, give thanks. This is the cutting edge on IRFM. We're there with you. We can give you a little tips at this tune at this moment in time.
for so long. So long, Babylon.
Yeah, we will come back to this song, yeah. Culture. The time is 12 o'clock, midnight in Jamaica.
REFM, always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Yes, cutting edge.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes. Before I make my main point, right? Are you coming to London tomorrow?
No, not coming to
Well, I thought somebody like you, I thought you'd be here.
Yeah, but I did make a solidarity promo for the event.
Yes, I heard it.
Oh, you heard it? That's why I think I was coming.
Well, no,
I'm not going to be there. No, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be there.
Would you go ahead?
No, I say I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be there.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah. But
Right,
I am
now-
highlighting it here. I'm highlighting the event here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I heard that all black people is African. All right.
You heard that?
Yes, sir.
You believe that?
Well, I am not.
You are not an African.
No, sir. I'm a Jamaican, sir.
Okay. You're living in England.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me, why are you not an African?
I'll explain that to you in a minute.
Yeah, man. Explain it to me. Don't take a minute, though. Don't take a minute. But explain it to me. Why you're not an African?
I will.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I've spoken to 13 African embassy in London,
Yes.
explaining to them that I was born in Jamaica
Yes.
and I'm an African.
Yes. Oh, you tell him you're African?
Plain to me.
Wait, hold on. You told him that you are African.
Yes.
Then you just say he's not African. I don't understand.
No. Listen to me.
Okay. Them tell you he's not
Right?
African. Yeah.
Right. I told them that I'm an African,
Yeah.
and they make it plain to me
Yes.
that I cannot be an African.
Because what? Why you cannot be
an African?
Eh?
We're talking over each other. They
No.
explained to me that I cannot be an African.
Why?
The criteria they told me to be an African
Is
I have to be born in Africa.
to be an African.
To be an African, the criteria.
All right. Let me ask you something now. You say you went to how much embassies, African embassies?
No, I didn't. I call.
The embassy.
Sir, I telephoned 13 out of the 54 embassies.
All right. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Can you name me 3 of the embassies, African embassies that you call?
Although Zimbabwe,
Yes.
Nigeria,
Yes.
Ethiopia,
Yes.
Uganda,
All right.
Nigeria.
Yeah, let me say something to you. Don't repeat Nigeria, but let me say something to you. Could it be that they are telling you that you are not a Nigerian?
No, but sir,
Yes.
I do understand English, you know.
Oh, you understand English? I'm asking
Yes,
you.
sir.
All right.
I told them
Yes.
that I am an African born in Jamaica.
And them say you cannot
They
be an
told-
African.
Can I finish, sir?
Yeah, but you
They
said that
told
already.
me-
Yeah, that you're not an African because you never born in Africa.
That's what they told
Well,
me.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something now. Mugabe, you just mentioned Zimbabwe, right?
Yes.
All right, let me tell you something. I am not listening to phone call now. I am talking about standing in front of Mugabe. Mugabe says that we here are Africans. All right. Next thing. Mandela, who is from South Africa, says, and his wife says that we are Africans, domiciled on this farmer slave plantation island. Haile Selassie, who was the head of the Ethiopian government, says that we are Africans. So I don't know who at the embassy is telling. It is as all right. So no, because they told you The embassy, wait, because the embassy told you that you are not an African. No, you now declare that you are not an African.
No, I already know that before.
Then why you go to them and say he's African? You want to ignite something while you went there and say them it is African?
No, because I heard that we are all African.
So make I ask you a question. Make I ask you a question.
Mutabaruka, do you want to speak, sir?
Yes, I want to speak.
God, you go ahead.
So somebody have to born in Africa to be an African.
That is what the embassy
me not what them tell you. Me not what you say.
But I'm speaking to the representative of the embassy.
But I have spoke to many presidents in Africa, and them tell me we are African. I have never spoken to an African president, ambassador, and them tell me I'm not African. Never. So me I have a different experience. Right? But I'm not talking about your experience with ambassadors and my experience with presidents. I am talking about you now.
Yes, sir.
Someone have to born in Africa to be an African.
Muta, that is what the embassy told me.
Oh God, me ask you, Bridget, and you me ask, man. You don't understand, Bridget.
Listen, let me repeat one more time. I am a Jamaican.
Yeah, but me ask you a question. I'm asking you if someone have to born in Africa to be an African.
Yes.
So if you know, so wait there, hold on now. You have to born in Africa to be African, right?
Yes.
All right. So anybody who born in Africa is African.
Listen, Mutabaruka, I don't know what type of game you're trying to play.
No, right? I am trying to ascertain from you if you are stupid or you just want to listen to stupid.
Hey, Mutabaruka, don't be rude.
No, I'm just asking you. If you're going to be stupid. But you are being stupid. Yeah? You are being stupid. I'm asking you.
Mutabaruka.
Everyone who...
Listen, man.
All right. You see, I can't take the pipe water in a Britain, you know. I can't take the pipe water in a Britain. Anyway. All right. So... as he mentioned about this march, and I should be at that march, on the 1st of next month, which is a little more from this, there will be a big march on Downing Street by people of African mind and African people of African mind and African consciousness. They will be marching for reparation in England on Downing Street. Now, this is the kind of conversation that still continue in the minds of these slaves. I don't know about him experience, you know. And you say every country where him call, all the country that him call, I have been there. And I have never heard a minister of government say, you people is not Africans. Maybe I hear some little African brother in England say that. Can make no doubt about it. You have African who say we are not African. We are the slave. So if we are slave, we are what kind of slave? Are we European slaves, or French slaves, or African slaves? This man is telling me what them say. And I don't want to hear what them say. I want to hear what you say. You say you're not an African. And I ask you now, so tell me something. You have to born in Africa to be African. You might tell me about what them say. Please don't come here and tell me about what them say. I want to hear what you say. What you say about this situation now. If a cow born in a pig pen, what him is? If a goat born in a lion den, what him is? If a lion born in Jamaica, I mean really. We don't pass a stage yet. That's why we keep saying the same thing over and over. You know? Come like we have to keep saying the same thing over and over. There is no disparity, there is no opposition between being an African and a Jamaican. Why we can't get that in our head? Why we cannot get that in the head? Don't mix up the thing. If you say he's an African and he's a Jamaican, it's no problem. You don't have to be a Jamaican to be an African. And it's not every African is Jamaican. But it so happens that the majority of Jamaicans are Africans. You are a Jamaican by nationality. By nationality, you are a Jamaican. Anybody can be a Jamaican. No, when we talk about whether him say black or where you want to call it Negro, we are say African, racially, not, we're not talking about racism now. We are talking about racially. We are African people. You are not identified in the world. You are not identified by your nationality unless you show your passport at an immigration authority or you are held on the road for some activity that is deemed unlawful in a foreign country. And then they look on your passport and see that you are a national of such and such a country. I am a Jamaican national. There is no contradiction in that. We have to understand that. That is what them use against we. We prefer to identify ourselves by our nationality. That can change overnight. You can change your nationality overnight. You know what people want? You know what people would prefer to be an American national right now than a Jamaican national. You don't have to born in America to be an American. As a matter of fact, they make it so much weird that there's a little island on the west coast of, and I can't tell a little island either, you know. There's an island on the west coast of America that is called Hawaii. Hawaii, if you are born in Hawaii of American parents, one or one more than one, you are considered an American. This is a country that is not connected. The people, the Hawaiians, is not connected. The indigenous people from Hawaii is not connected nowhere to the mainland of what them call mainland of America. It's a different cultural expression, totally. But if you're born there, you're an American. You are protected by the American government. You have an American passport. No. The problem we have as, I don't even know if we call it a Rasta, is that the same time you are saying you're not African, is the same time you're going to tell me, say, you have people down here who are Chinese when never born in China. How the hell a man born in a Jamaica and you call him Chinese and him never born in China? That don't make no sense. You never born in Africa, so you're not African. Then how the man who born here, so is a Chinese? Him never born in China. Where you get that idea from? That him is a Chinese. It's not an idea. You look upon him and you see it. He's connected to a land that is not the land where he was born, but it has an ancestral connection, a heritage that connect him in Asia. It's only black people reason on that level there, you know. I never meet up on no other set of people where reason upon them stupidity there. And him really believe him make sense. That him never born in Africa. So him can't be African. And furthermore, him call 13 different embassies. And none of them not tell him say I'm African. Because him don't fit the criteria to be an African. What the hell is the criteria to be an African? You have to born in Africa. What kind of foolishness is that? You have to born in Africa to be an African? I don't understand these things. I don't understand how black people still there so. Who is allowing us to keep being there? Who put a full stop, or whatever they call period, at that point in history, where black people come out now and I say, me not African. It's only black people in the world say that. You'll never look on a Chinese man and him say man no Chinese. Because me and him tell you say I'm Jamaican, him tell you say I'm Chinese too. And you look at him and you say I'm Chinese because him can't hide him Chinese heritage. And him not deny that. Our man who don't born at China become a Chinese in Jamaica. Only not to say the thing no make no sense. Our man who never go to India yet become an Indian. And him never go to India yet. All him life him there Jamaica and you call him Indian. Only separate Indian from Jamaican when it come on to Indian. No, Rasta. It's painful. Trust me. It's painful, man. Our man in Jamaica is an Indian. And him born in Jamaica. Because most of the time when you talk about Indian in Jamaica, you know, say the Jamaican, you know. You use the Jamaican only when you're dealing with the people them who come from Africa. You not say that. The only time Jamaican is invoked in the minds of the people them is when it's black. But as far as Indian in Jamaica is concerned, there's no invoking of Jamaican. The Indian man shop. The Indian boy at school. You know, say the Jamaican boy, because the only people in Jamaica that is Jamaicans, according to the illiterate thinking, is a black person, an African person. But the same black person who identify the Indian as Indian and not Jamaican, and as Chinese but not Jamaican. Him not identify himself with Africa, him say I'm a Jamaican. But yet still them tell you say out of many one people. If out of many is one people, and you look on the money, when you look on the $500 bill, you say I will have a picnic on it. Whole heap of picnic of different ways and class and color and all these things. For sure, you know, all the beautiful of colors and we are integrated and all these things. It's only the African people in Jamaica that identify themselves as Jamaican. When the African people in Jamaica is identifying other people, them don't identify them as Jamaican. Them identify them as Indian. Them identify them as Chinese, and them never born at China. Them some of them never even go to China yet. Then how the hell them is Chinese? What is it that is allowing you as an African Jamaican or a black person to identify a next group of people outside of them Jamaicanness, them nationality? Because when you look at them passport, them have a Jamaican passport. The passport is identifying what nationality you belong to, what nation you belong to. So you can't have a Nigerian passport. You can't have a South African passport, and he's not an African. You can't have a Moroccan passport, and he's not an African. As a matter of fact, you can have a Moroccan passport, and he's not a Moroccan too. That is why there. You can have a Senegalese passport, and he's not a Senegalese. Because you can be given nationality depending on whatsoever the connection that you have with the country and the connection that you have with whatsoever. Them say, boy, I'll give you a passport, a Jamaican national, a Gambian national, a Nigerian national, a South African national. A South African national is not necessarily an African. I mean, stupid hour. A South African national, a Nigerian national, a Moroccan national is not necessarily a Moroccan born in America or a Nigerian born in Nigeria. A Jamaican national is not necessarily a person who born in Jamaica. You can have a Jamaican passport and you're born a Hoyo, whichever Hoyo is there. You can have a Jamaican passport and when you go to the thing, you say you're a Jamaican national. See there? That's why we have to pull up the farm. Them say, what nationality you belong to, Jamaican? Where were you born? Anybody who travel and full up immigration farm know what is on the farm. What is your nationality? What kind of passport you have? When was it? When did you receive that passport? Which country issued the passport? That is what is on the forms. Which country issued the passport? Have you any more citizenship other than the one that you put on the form? This is a question that is on the form. So we're not talking about. We still there, so I mean, really. Can somebody explain to me how the hell black people still there, so? When Marcus Garvvey we are talking about, and one man from England called and I say, Emancipation, I am a Jamaican, I am not an African. Why are you not an African? Well, I called 13 different embassies. And all of them say, I don't have the criteria to be an African. What is the criteria to be an African? You have to born in Africa. And he must say, me want to call him stupid. At some African tell you, say, you're not an African because you don't born in Africa, you take that. Them is as stupid as you. Those African who tell you that is as stupid as you. Because right now, them same African, they will tell him that want to be British. Sir. Wow. And you can be British and not English too. How will a Jamaican they have a British passport and they are British. But them not English. Can you imagine that? We still have search for identity in this modern time, yeah? After we have Marcus Garvey. I was told that we are all, because we're black, we are African, but we are not African. Man, oh man, oh man. You think when them did have bring your ancestors over here, so them did have figure out, say, when you bring over here, so that's how they instilling now we know. Because them were what you call cut off umbilical cord. Me hear Winnie Mandela say, our umbilical cord is tied to Africa. This is a woman who was married to one of the most famous black men on earth, where white people look like Jesus. She says that our umbilical cord is tied to Africa. Mandela, come here and talk to us as Africans. We are Africans domiciled on this farmer slave plantation island known as Jamaica. When I go through the passport, when I go through the thing and say, what country, where were you born? I said, Jamaica. I do have no problem to say Jamaica. Who issued your passport? Where was your passport issued? In Kingston. Then I can have a next passport too, and them ask you, them ask you upon the farm, what other nationality you have to? And you can tell them all the next nationality and show them all your passport too. Say, look here, me have, what do you call it? Dual citizenship. I said dual citizenship, yeah. You have dual citizenship. You know what people is Americans in Jamaica? You think say you can be American citizen in Jamaica and run in an election? You know, say how many people get in a problem? The lady don't answer, they get in a problem because they realize that she didn't have dual citizenship, and apparently it's not her fault why she didn't have that, but because she was a child at the time and her mother carried her, go some mix up. But she never relinquished that because she still keep that connection in case anything happen. Them can't run go America. Them can't run go America. If we could have no African passport, and if anything happen, we run go Africa. Here people say, see it there. But when them have passport, I run go America. Them know why we say nothing. What a wicked thing. Brethren and sisters, we are all Africans, domiciled on this farmer slave plantation island known as Jamaica. And I don't have to go to Africa to be an African. I don't even have to see and know which part of Africa there to be an African. It is a stupid foolishness that people keep saying it. Okay. Irie.
Muta.
You blessed, man.
Cool, man.
Yes, sir. Me can't cool, sir. Me can't cool.
Yeah, Mr. Said hot,
that Englishman, they get me aware.
Yeah, he look like from there England, you know, him just feel say. But remember, say song did say, you know, as long as you're a black man, you're an African, you know.
Yeah, but they say him not listen to that. That have no big significance. Him say the African them in the embassy. 13 different embassies tell him say him do have the criteria to be an African because him never born in Africa.
Remember, say you mentioned the roast breadfruit, you know, outside black and inside white.
Him no roast breadfruit.
I don't know what I think.
Him a coal.
Okay.
No, me no mean coal where you burn, you know. Me mean ice, not coal.
Okay, ice coal.
Yeah. Not coal where you burn in a fire because that black inside and black outside. I talk about ice coal.
Yeah, that coal there. Yeah, I like that coal there because it make me wear some big jacket but me can't wear sometime, you know. Yeah, man.
Can you answer me this? I want to ask you a question. And I'll stop you from talking. That's what I answer you.
Yeah.
A man who in a Jamaica.
Yeah.
Why we call him a Chinese when he never go to China yet?
You can see about Chinese. Yeah. Look like Chinese.
Yeah. So you connect this Jamaican to another country where him never go yet?
Yeah.
All right. So the person who we meet on the road every day, why the person on the road, we don't say them is African, we keep saying them is Jamaican? Because remember saying the Chinaman born in Jamaica too, you know. But we never yet look at a Chinaman and call him Jamaican, you know, unless we go in at some deep argument when I say
argument. Yeah.
But outside, just normally, we always refer to those people as Chinese people.
Yeah.
All right. Why is it that we don't relate to the woman in the market as the people in the market as African people? We say them are Jamaican people.
Because probably most people don't like them called Emancipation. Most people.
No, me not talk about with them, you know. Me I say, I'm here talk no, you know.
Yeah.
Me I talk about we, you know, because me do it too.
Yeah.
Me I say we. Why is it that we, when we go into the market, or when we dip on the bus, we don't say, boy, them African people are terrible, you know, them African people are nice, you see, man. We always say them Jamaican people are terrible, or them Jamaican people are nice. Why we keep saying that?
Well, probably it's a strategy from, that's how we grew up, come hear it, and we use it mostly. We have to just follow Muta and follow root and follow the system.
All right, so when I say no, if you're in a bus full of these so-called Chinese people, I bet you when you come out of the bus, you're not going to say, boy, you want to see me in a bus a while ago with pure Jamaican, you know?
Pure Jamaican, no man, I'm going to say, probably I'm going to say, boy, I'll be a Chinese driver with this while. I'm like it too, you know?
Yeah, and then them never go to China yet.
All that too.
They not say we African people in Jamaica find ourselves in a serious problem.
Serious problem.
If we can identify other people, but we cannot identify ourselves.
And what makes the system more worse that we do in Muta. We never listen for a long time, especially Muta. We never listen running African. We never listen IRFM. Some people just start listening, so it's hard to some people. Muta, me ask me there one place I know which part rain will fall over 9 weeks.
Rain fall to the up on my way, no?
It fall through. Me I wonder if through the Independence weekend I come with Marcus Garvvey.
No, you know why it fall?
Yeah.
It fall because a man named Al Miller, Pastor Al Miller, very arrogant and egotistic person, who say him blow away hurricane from Kingston. Him say that the reason why we have the drought is that God is punishing us, and we must turn to the Lord.
When say God punish you?
Yeah, we must recognize that this is not a good thing, and the Lord is. It's like you must say God vexed with me. And we must turn to the Lord.
So Muta.
Yes, sir.
Be I learn from you how long? What you think about what he say?
I think he's an arrogant and egotistic person. Because this
what
is not
that
the
mean?
first. Him make a statement like that already, say, in prayer and the hurricane never did lick Kingston.
Okay, and that pastor them. Me always turn off the TV when me see them on
No, me turn it up. Me not turn it off. Me turn it up when me see them.
Muta, me not tell no lie. Me not watch them on there still.
Yeah, me not watch them, but me I watch my TV. Anyway, we have to move, Reggie. We have to move.
All right, give thanks.
Yes. Yes, Poopa. My granddad said, Poopa Jesus, take me case. And my granddad said, Poopa Jesus, take me case. No, Rasta. This thing are deep. Believe you me, this thing are deep, man. I don't know if it's, I don't know, something, I go through my old thinking, and I process everything in my head, and I say, but this is not real. That in this time, yeah. I have to keep going over it, you know, because I have to keep going over it, that, because maybe a man just on all them radio to, you know, I don't even know where we are talking about, you know. My question is, alright, you see, we ask some questions, people say Marcus Garvey, we move from the Marcus Garvey thing, but it's still Marcus Garvey thing we know. Because Marcus Garvey say, Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad. When say, those at home and those abroad, you never talk about the African them on the continent who did it right now and come over in England and say those abroad. No, he might talk about the ones them who come over here and become slaves. And that Marcus Garvey talk about, and we have to find back ourselves as African people. And Marcus Garvey said that, you know. Now when me use my little wizzy and my intelligence, and me put Marcus Garvey aside, me I say, but wait, I don't remember no time in my life. Me grew up in a Ray town. My mother move, go Tex Lane, in front of George's. Then she move again, go Alman Town. Then she move again, go Woodford Park. And we move again, go in a Woodford Park. And then she will end up in a Central Village. And then now me separate from my mother. And me I say, I do have no recollection in my head, in my mind. Every shop that I used to go to when I was a child was owned by a so-called Chinaman. When my mother said go buy some bread, she said go to the Chinaman shop. When me there Love Street with my grandmother and she wants a cigarette, she sent me up at Dickie shop. Dickie the Chinaman who have the sound system. Everybody who at Jonestown know this Dickie. I think him dead now, but she used to send me, she said, go up at the Chinaman, go buy a pack of cigarette. And when she sent me at the bar, she said, go in at the Chinaman bar, go buy a flask of brandy. I have never heard a black person in a Jamaica refer to a Chinaman as a Jamaican. Never. I personally, and I talk about them now, you know, and you who are listening to me, you know, I say, Mutabaruka, yaso. Never hear nobody around me or me refer to the Chinaman as a Jamaican. But guess what? Him born a Jamaica. Him parents, him grandparents, and did come during the time when them have indentured laborers from India and China, and them come on here so and open laundry and supermarket and whatsoever after, and then you have the Syrian and the Jew come as merchant, where I sell cloth and all them something there. I have never heard a black person in a Jamaica refer to a Chinaman as a Jamaican. Who born ya so. So in my thinking, me I say, all right, how them become Chinese? Obviously, them are connect them to a land outside of Jamaica, which is China. So if the Chinese referring to China, and when we look on them, we have a whole heap of name for call Kool, you know. If you don't know what it is, them say, you know, if it's a Kool, it's a derogative term. It's like them say Negro, or nigger, or Falasha. You know, the Falashas, them in Ethiopia, you know, say Falasha, them say Beta Israelite. All right. Me remember when the whole Olympic garden from 3 Mile, Olympic Way, all of them places there, a Indian used to live there, so. A pure Indian used to live there. It was like an Indian village. But we never used to call them Indian, we call them Kool. And when you want kalalo a morning time, you go up there, so go buy kalalo. That's what the evil have a little derogative thing to say about coolie, what them do on the kalalo. But even though we did that say it, my parents still say we go buy kalalo from the Indian because the Indian has a plant kalalo. No. What am I saying? I have, and these people, I can tell you, these so-called coolie people have children that go to high school and that go to school with we. These little Chinese picnic grow up, run the supermarket with them parents own, and when we go in at the supermarket, we don't relate to these people as Jamaican. We don't relate to these Indian youth in the school. At school, a youth, their school, you know, and him is an Indian, you know, it's like him stand out. It's like, where you're coolie, a little Indian. It's like almost you say the brother gay. You know, like when you say gay, you know, it's a terrible thing. And the same thing when you say coolie. I have all these bad things and terrible. And not to mention if somebody too red in your school. Ratty, that's how him feel. Him feel the pinch now. That thing about red people amongst little picnic in a school. That the amongst we in a Wesley, when you go to a school like Vauxhall and St. Michael's School and all of them school there, Holy Trinity and all them school there, Aloysius, a whole heap away as little picnic, I run up and down. We see Indian, we see coolie. We never relate to them picnic there as Jamaican. But you see, anytime we are talking about ourselves, we say we are Jamaican. You know, we grow up for realize, say, those people who we used to call Chinese, who we still call Chinese, them is Jamaican. Because them born in Jamaica and them have Jamaican passport. And those people who we used to call coolie, who the little youth in a school, where I say, you don't know the little Indian youth, man. You know, I say, you don't know the black brother now with Jamaican brother. You know, I say, not like that, you know. You don't know the African youth, man. You say, you don't know the Indian youth, man. Yeah, man, him have him long ear and, yeah, man, him talk funny. You don't know the coolie brother. You never said Jamaican yet in your mouth about these people. Then how the hell? The majority of Jamaican people, 90% of Jamaican people, them ancestry is from Africa. The majority of we, if we trace our ancestors, we trace it to a thing named slavery. And the slave them come from Africa. The Chinese never come here as slave. The Indian never come here as slave. The African people them come here and become slave in these plantation islands. But we, the majority, them not only take away, them take away brain, man. Them take away brain from we. That the only thing we can identify with in history. In history we are talking about, you know. Whether you is a Bible person, 6,000 years of Bible, according to the Bible, 6,000 years old, or whether you is a anthropologist will go back millions of years, black people in Jamaica cannot identify with nothing in history. Nothing. Because them is Jamaican only. Them know nothing else. And if you're a Jamaican, the only thing you can want to know about is Duns River, rafting on the Rio Grande, and most Jamaican don't know that, or Tivoli Garden. Are the only thing black people in Jamaica know about. How much youth I get shot down there, so? Under me frack over there, so? Bling bling over here, so. When we have a Mercedes Benz, we write Mercedes Benz on it. Big, bowl. And put on a blue light underneath the car and in the car make it look like Oros. Black people do these things. Our colored people do these things. But, guess what? We have no connection no connection with history. We don't see ourselves in history. We can't place ourselves in our history. Nothing. Our history start when we land on these little islands. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that a people who was the first people upon earth who gave the world civilization, who gave the world all manner of artistic expression, who gave the world life? Can you imagine these people still in this 21st century cannot recognize that they have a history other than the history of slavery that bind us to this little farmer slave plantation island here? Can you imagine that the majority of people in Jamaica call themselves Jamaican, full stop, and refuse to connect with all the fighting and the struggling that our ancestors got through over 500 years, and then before that, in all of these struggles that we got through, we still can't recognize that there's more to our history than slavery. And it is slavery that perpetuates this idea, this indelible idea in black people in a Jamaica. I mean, I talk about nothing else, but we are talking about Jamaica right now. At Jamaica we are talking about. Pardon me, anybody else who are listening to the world. But it's Jamaica we are talking about right now. Can you imagine that 90% of the people in a Jamaica is totally disconnected from anything outside of slavery? Because it is slavery that is shaping our reality. It's slavery that is shaping our thinking, whether religiously, politically, economically, socially, or culturally. It is slavery that is defining us in this time. And when we wake up out tight, someone will wake up out tight and say, slave! You are no slave. You are an African. You're a king, an African empress and emperor. You're a king. You say, no. Which king? I'm not African. I'm a Jamaican. Yeah. I tell you, back to the studio, we say me that play alone. Oh, somebody on the phone. All right. Yes, connect me. Blessed.
Greetings, Uncle Muta.
Sorry if you keep you so long, Bridget, but boy,
no problem, sir, no problem. Calling from London, right, he's an African, calling from London still, you know.
You take part of the march tomorrow, I mean, Sunday the march.
Yeah, I'm part of the organization of it still. Many organizations, you know, that are involved in it, in my organization, so.
Your organization is one of them?
Yes, indeed.
All right, so tell me exactly how the build up to it are going, you know, because I know that there's anticipation feet in England.
Very much, you know what I mean? Because, okay, really and truly, it's a national thing, but it's an international thing too. So we the London people that come from Birmingham and Manchester and all them kind of things, it got around, you know what I mean? So that is good. And people are feel it, you know? People are feel it. And yeah, so we give thanks for that. So
yeah, when we couldn't reach up there, but we send my voice up there, you know?
Yeah, we did hear the advert.
The Jamaican brother call and tell me same hear my voice.
Yeah, man, you know. But yeah, that we are called about still for give thanks for that and the energies. But it's the energy around the whole centenary of the U.N.I.A. as well, you know, because we had a centenary celebration over here as well.
Yeah, we had one in the form of a forum and a discussion at Liberty Hall.
Yes, I listened to it. It's very good. It's very good. I listened to it one day, yesterday, I think, or the day before that. But the reason why I'm calling still Uncle Muta, is I heard that last week, and you was asking about Marcus Garvey celebrations in the UK. You know, and it's like you didn't want to know what go on, and there's nothing after it.
Why? Because several months ago, someone sent a message to me, say, they want me come up there. So I say,
okay.
Work it out, you know, and
Yeah,
I don't hear him get back to me, and it's my brethren too, and I don't hear him get back to me, so I don't know it's why him never get back to me.
Yeah, you said it was just a got more.
And that me did say, all right, I said it's good.
Yeah, he was involved in the centenary celebrations as well. It was 3 organizations that put it on.
So I'm not involved in it again.
Say again?
I'm not involved in it again.
No, he is. He's involved in enough different things, but I'm not. So I don't know what happened there. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm not call me and tell me I'm no I'm do it again, man. I'm not call me and tell me that, man. I'm not.
We don't know what happened. We don't know what's going on. But it's good though, because in England, what's important is that we have the current President General of the UNIA-ACL coming to England. This year as well. He's going to be here from the first. He's going to be at the march.
What him name?
Say that again?
What him name?
Say again?
What him
Mama
name?
Sengo Baye. President General Sengo Baye.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I hear that too. I hear that. I hear about that, yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be over here as well. So, you know what I mean? So that's going to be a very serious thing. And he's appointing a UK ambassador for the organization, for the UNIA as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but what it is as well, though, Uncle Muta, is that we do this every year, you know. So in England, we don't even call them on August no more, you know. We dash with the word August, because when I deal with Augustus Caesar, you know. So we renamed the month Messiah. You see me? So for us now over here, it's the month of Messiah. Okay. So from the 1st of August to the 31st of August, which is Messiah we are dealing with. And there's enough different events. Say again?
The month of Messiah.
Most definitely, okay, yeah. So that's what we did, but that's been going on since 1998. Every year,
I didn't force me hear that.
Yeah, so let's say it's 1998. You know, we've been celebrating the month of Messiah, and so that's 31 days straight of the pure Marcus Garvey U.N.I.A. vibrations. You know what I mean? So this year is no different. It's just that we have the President General that come over this year. You know what I'm saying? And enough things are going. Okay, you know, so starting with the Friday, so even on Friday now, we're at the march, and then following the march, we have the Messiah opening ceremony, you know what I mean, to open up the whole of the month, you know, and then we have a number of different events throughout the month, looking at the Marcus Garvey legacy, including on his birthday as well, which we call Messiah Day, you know. So nothing, you know what I mean? So because you said that anyone know these things, you know what I mean? So, and we had a wonderful centenary celebration on the 20th as well, which, you know, we go on YouTube and all them things there so people can see it.
All right, give thanks, you know what I mean? I'm glad to hear that, and I just continue to struggle. You know, the Africa for Africans goes at home and goes abroad.
I want to tell you who means, you know, because we have a history as well, you know.
Yeah.
We have a history as well. Yeah, man. All right, so I'm a spoken word artist here named Shakara, part of a collective called The Best Kept Secret, yeah, and we open for you.
Oh, I know that. Oh, wait no, man. Oh, we can't forget The Best Kept Secret. We can't forget that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I want to give thanks to the eye, you know.
I mean, come to and say, our wicked group, you know, Best Kept Secret. Oh,
yeah, I know. But that was one of the most memorable shows, because you came to our show in 2009, and you did give me a big honor, you know what I mean? So just give thanks for the eye, you know, and the honor where you did give away, you know?
Yeah, man.
You know, on that day there.
So we don't have no more CD?
Yeah, soon. In fact, you know what? When you know, I'm going to say you some things.
Yeah, man, send me something, I'm going to spin them, man. Believe you me. Me remember, me can't forget that group, man. Me can't forget that group, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get your email and email you, and I'm going for your address. Then I'm going to say you some things.
All right, brother.
From the eye, you know.
Give thanks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that the best. Oh gosh, man, that poetry group there. Sweet. Okay, what we there now? All right, I'm going to say this. Blessed. Yeah, all right. We can take this then. So long, Babylon, I hide the truth from high. So long. Yeah, I know the truth out there now, but black people get so instilled into the madness that we can't reverse it. I don't know. It's like we're so it's so deep in our psyche, you know. I mean, them really played power, you know, Rasta. Yeah, man, them played power. Trust me, whosoever them is. Them really played power. Not to mention all them people out them are it's the Christian people at them, you can't tell them nothing about Africa, you know. You have most, I mean, put it down, you know, I say most. You have most Christian in Jamaica. You can't bring nothing about Africa to them, you know. Because them, even though them are read the Bible, them still can't connect themselves to where going in the Bible. And them still say, the story in the Bible, even though them say it's real, and it's history, them can't see themselves in that history there. A deep rasta. Because them spend years I go to church, go read this book, and read about supposedly we are going in a history. And the people them who are read this book, who believe in the book, who them were dead and tell you say, we are going at the book, it's a historical fact. Them who are read this book cannot see themselves in the book. Oh, no, to say a madness. The most important thing to a Christian is the Bible. From Genesis to Revelation, 66 books in the Bible. The most important thing to a Christian in a Jamaica. Pardon me again if I just talk about Jamaican. But then you can't put this in your country. Me no business where you want. What may I say? The most important thing to a Christian in a Jamaica is the Bible. The Bible is where them say them get them knowledge of God from. As a matter of fact, some say it's God write the Bible. God write the Bible, you know. And there's many things that happen in the Bible. No things happen in the Bible. And them who are reading can't see themselves in it. So where your history there? If your history not in the Bible where you hold on so much, and your history not in your condition where you find yourself in now, because you can identify other people's history and condition, and you can even identify them physical makeup in relationship to a country and a land space. But you who are read this book have no connection with where going in the book. Because some other people, you have nothing to do with that. You only get inspired by what is going on in the book, historically. Then you know, see something wrong with that. No wrong with that, Rasta. That thousands of people are read this book and cannot connect themselves with the book. It's a historical book according to them, and them can't see themselves historically connected to it. Then if we cannot connect ourselves to the most sacred of all the books that we perceive it to be, and we have no other connection with no history, while other people can connect themselves to thousands of years of history and can tell you about what was happening in them land and all these things. Black people in a Jamaica can't tell you nothing about them history. And the only history that we were trained to speak about is that black people came here as slaves. That is as far as our history go. You know, there's something wrong with that. You know, there's something wrong with that, Rasta. That we, the majority of people in Jamaica, we can't go beyond slavery. Because every time we are talking about African history, you hear people talk, we were brought here as slaves. I never come here as a slave. How the hell we can't identify nothing outside of that? And we have this precious book in front of us, and we can't look at the book and say, but wait there, Egypt no in Africa. But wait there, all them things in Ethiopia no in Africa. Oh, we never say Ethiopia and Egypt in Africa. That means them people that we are going to them places. No more some people come from them place there. But even if we identify them people there now, because them people there, we're going to identify now. Because we're not going to say, we in it, we're going to say them people there. Because when we close by and think on it, even though we say the thing happened in Ethiopia and Egypt and all, we still have to say, we slave master when we close with eye. That means that we don't have nothing to do with history, you know. If we close with eye and think about the heroes in the Bible, a white people we are think about, you know. From Pharaoh to Moses, from Adam to Eve, from all of them. If you think about it, just think about it. When you close your eye and think about these icons in the Bible, appear white people you think about. How the hell them get if you do that? When the things that we are going in the Bible never happen in Europe. How them hell they get if you perceive that every icon in the Bible, closing your eyes and look for them, including our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, looks like a man who in slavery. How them get if you look on it that way there? And we can't come out of it. We can't see nothing else. Because we as African people, as black people, we have no history. The other minority groups have history. The Chinese, them have a history. Them can trace thousands of years of history. And them can tell you about Buddha, them can tell you about Confucius and all these things. And the majority of Jamaican people who call themselves black people have no connection with nothing outside of Jamaica. How them get if you do that? How them get a guy to stand up in front of you and take out a book and tell you that the book was written by God himself or was inspired by God, and all of these things happening in this book, and you not in the book? You only draw so-called beliefs from the book, but you not see yourself in another book there. You can't identify your kind in the book. Because whenever you close your eyes and pray, and if you conjure up an image of whosoever in that book, it's not an image that look like you. Why we get this mad? Oh, get away there. Believe you me. Yes. Yeah.
Blessed.
Yeah, blessed.
Mutabaruka?
Yes, ma'am.
Where you going with the now, sir?
Where you never listen?
Oh, me I say Ethiopian sons and daughters, good morning.
Okay, give thanks.
Yeah, man, you talk about the Bible, don't?
No, me not talk about the Bible. Me not, no, you see, no, and the Bible, me just refer to something. Me never talk about the Bible. Me just say that black people in a, all right.
You know, say it's about Mutabaruka. One time, I see one virgin said to me, say, Angela, you know, say, I am.
Yeah, am.
Yeah, him tell me I am.
Him a what, mountain?
You know.
Okay.
When you talk about the Bible, I say, you know, I go to Gadman, I say, Gadman, you know, say this prayer, say, I am. I know, say, is a shame. And you know what Gadman said to me, say, Gadman say, you is a shame. There is no argument about it. I used to, ever since the day that the prophet tell me, say, me is a shame. It just stain on me, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I said, the Bible show me certain things, and nobody on earth can show me, I mean, I see myself in the Bible. So if you don't see yourself in the Bible, then, you know, I say.
Who's doing? You meaning me attack?
Yeah, because you say yourself as a
hold on. Watch out, listen to me now. It come like, what, me not clear what me I say.
Nobody come like a quarrel up here, quarrel from night, you know, we get to the point. Quarrel now go start
no point. Hold on there.
You talk about the Bible now, you know.
Yeah, you never hear what me say. Me say, Jamaica.
His Majesty is Ethiopia, don't it? His Majesty is Ethiopia, don't it?
Yeah, listen to what me I say. Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what happened?
No, I just say that because you say you keep saying that, I say, but me I say,
me keep saying what?
Identify you identify as Ethiopia, you know.
Them who never identify His Majesty as Ethiopian.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, say His Majesty as Ethiopian?
You never say yourself.
You hear me mention anything?
Bible, I say, people are dealing with the Bible, but we're not dealing with the Bible clearly.
What was But is that me I tell you, but sister, you're a man or a woman, I don't know who he is. But Look here.
He's a man and he's a woman. I want you.
Because I can't identify your voice.
You're crying for 10 o'clock, you know. Stop crying, man.
What is the voice? Are you a female or a male?
The way you're crying for you, you ease yourself and
no, I'm not quarreling. I'm talking with an high voice. I'm not quarreling. I'm talking with a high voice.
But then from 10 o'clock, you're crying. You're not get to the point.
All right, hear what I am saying to you now. Which you totally miss what I say. I'm saying that most Jamaican people who call themselves Jamaican, when them read the Bible, them cannot see themselves in it. And I'm talking about me, Mutabaruka. I'm talking about most Jamaican people. When them read the Bible, them cannot see themselves in it. Am I wrong? Am I right? Oh, the person gone. Them take my advice as quarreling. Them not alone like hear me a quarrel. Believe you me. Trust me. I don't the point of words are quarreling. Trust me. My voice is just high because I hear stupidity. I don't know if I get myself clear. I was not talking about me not seeing myself in the Bible or me not believing in the Bible. What I am saying has nothing to do with me. What I am saying has something to do with the majority of Jamaican people who cannot connect themselves with Africa. Oh, I listen being Ethiopian and not being Ethiopian come up in night. So like somebody they are fight, I like fight. Yes. Yes. Cutting edge.
Yes. Muta.
Yes, sir. Wait a man, Digo. You know, say, because I can't identify a voice as male or female, the person vexed. Sometimes you hear a voice from the radio, you don't know if it's a male or a female, you know. And I try to figure out if it's them have to say, no, I'm a man, Rasta, I'm not a woman, I'm a woman, I'm not a man. But sometimes you listen to the voice and you can't make it out. So it's not like you're putting down the person. You're just saying that you can't identify the voice. All right, yes, sir.
Yes, Muta, yes.
Yeah, listen to the program. Yeah, listen to the program. Yeah, listen to the program.
Yes, me, I listen to the program and somebody believing you ask a genuine question whether male or female and is a problem.
I couldn't identify the voice. I can't, and them tell me a quarrel. Me I make noise and a quarrel.
No, it's not quarrel. You're simply, I mean,
I'm talking at an higher pitch. I'm not quarreling.
Exactly, higher tone.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the reparations march is going well for tomorrow. I've been, and others have been advertising it on various radio stations.
You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Yeah, this is the cutting edge with the pande. With the last lap, you know. Yeah, with the last lap. You know, so we're going to forward tomorrow at 2 to 5:45. We should I tell him about the other thing, Brian?
Yes, sir.
Should I tell him? We're going to tell him then. We're going to freak out some people, you know. Guess what? We're going to do a Friday morning too. Where's the wake up call? We're going to depend on the wake up call. I don't start out my name yet, you know. I did that say Muta because Ron Mushet. Like him say Ruta because him say Ron Ruta. But I want if I just keep Muta and put O in it and say Muta, which is really Mushet. But yes, we're going to little more from this. And you're going to wake up 6 o'clock Friday morning and you're going to hear me again. What a horrible nightmare. What people are going to have a horrible nightmare. We have put them to bed with a horrible nightmare. Oh God, you mean you're going to wake up 6 o'clock again and hear this man? Yeah, but when you don't talk about it already to Ruta, we say Ruta, it's like how you sit in for me. Anytime you're there, I'm going to sit in for you. Well, I really sit in for him, you know, because I'm going to on the program still, but I'm broadcast live from Belgium. You know, one of them festival. We are going over there, you understand? So, we're going to sit in the studio and direct the course of things, you understand? So, yeah, man, we say give thanks to the moment and give thanks to the time. Who is step on the call? I'm going to take this, yes. Blessed.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Yes, this is Lisa.
Lisa.
I've been to your program for a while, yeah, but the first night I'm actually calling in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the issue of now Jamaicans lack of, cultural affiliation, them being lost, even though they don't really know it, not it's there, not having a land to claim and, find themselves to it culturally and all that. I think it's a really serious, sad issue, but it seems like nothing.
It's serious and sad.
Like nothing, nothing really. That, like, they don't even know that they don't know the plight that they're in. So they don't feel any way about it. But I really wonder sometimes, sit and wonder what do you think Muta could really be done to make Jamaican people of African descent
know themselves.
Embrace even aspect that yes, we have been disconnected from something, and then hopefully to go to the point where they can one day
connect. All right, what we can do is what we are doing to now, and with programs like these, where Andrea here at do, where whole heap of ones that do on them different radio programs now, is to identify something and then stick to it. Because you cannot say it one day, through you have Heritage Week, or through you have Emancipation Day, and then after that, you go up and something else. You have to stick to it and keep repeating the same thing. So that is really our intention here right now. It's not because we say something one time, we're not going to say it 3-4 times, because you need to put it in a way that the people them can recognize it. But how it stay that way there? And do something about it too. Because if you didn't know, you'd have to do something about it, but when you don't know, you can't do nothing about the thing when you don't know. Your mind is just before you're there. So we have this thing and we keep doing, saying, bringing this, bringing that, and all these things to really push it to the people. And even though sometimes it look like we are talking to the microphone, when we go out there, we realize that people actually are listening to it. So we don't get despair,
Yeah.
So we are expect you now, as a younger person now, to go out there and do the same thing. Because as you say, it's not it depressing, it just weird, it bewildering that in this modern time we have to put out so much effort to make the people them understand to them totally disconnected.
Yeah, for real, man. So but another thing, okay, thank you very much.
Alright, give thanks, yeah man. I'm glad to it up them hours I listen to. I'm glad to it up these hours I listen.
Oh, always, man, always. You know who you're talking to, Muta?
No.
Oh, it's Lisa. But I don't think you remember me by that name.
Lisa from which part?
It's DJ Kel's sister. Lisa.
Okay.
She's at Binky in 64.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
alright.
Yeah, so one of those times when I've been thinking about the situation and what to be done about it, a particular idea, but the first show came to mind. But due to where it's at, at what stage the process is at right now, I don't think it's best to go into
it.
Yes, I would like to know if I can talk to you further about it after the year.
Yeah, man, I will call the operator and make sure you give me a number, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, alright, give thanks.
Right.
Yes. Man, so anxious. But at 7 minutes more left for 2 o'clock in a rata. Yeah, you know, so if you go, I'm going to tell them say you left before 2. If you go away, I'm going to tell them say you left before 2 o'clock, At 7 minutes to 2, you're not supposed to leave here, You wrap up your things and I wrap up your things. Anyhow you ever walk out there, me inform for you, And Matrix, they have to see that too, Matrix. More me inform for my brother, I'm supposed to leave here at 2 o'clock and I see my pack up for left out here. And not 2 o'clock yet. You could have deal me a informer, Me, an informer tonight.
At 7 minutes,
me say, me a informer tonight.
Around 7 minutes.
Like you want to let the thing and show the card them. Behave yourself, man. You're not left until 2 o'clock. Oh, you're not left until 2 o'clock. She better go Belgium. with Ruta. Anyway, we're there with you, and we give thanks to the movement, give thanks to the time, and give thanks to the energy. Because you know the energy go at a pitch sometime, and it's so like, you know, when sister say, boy, we are quarrel all night, and I don't quarrel, we are quarrel. But you know, say, anytime we feel something in our heart, my voice rise. You understand?
Sure.
Because we still cool, you know. Yeah, man, we still cool, man. What you mean, man? When we left that, so now we go to the gas station, you know, I go to my hotel room, I get a drink. Me hungry. You look, me hungry. Me hungry always provide us with food them hours a night, yeah. The good old sun-fired food. Yeah, me hungry. The rest, you don't know me hungry. But me hungry there. A marketplace. It's what them call a raw food restaurant.
Oh, Kingston.
Yeah, man, them not cook. They not cook down there, so you understand? Right. So them is the ones them know will secure me in the night, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give thanks to them.
Oh, so you're trying to night?
No, man, I got the hotel room go eat the food when I get from me hungry. Because them supply me with food in the night, Wednesday night. I mean, now, none of the taste it because I don't want Brian drop down and vomit out the place. Because certain food are not for certain people, you know, even though it's good for you, you know. May I tell you, you know. Hey, you have some man who have walk on the road, we have pick up yard out the road. You see, if I carry them go to a restaurant and give them good food, them dead, you know. Yeah, that's bad. So, yes, we just deal with that. So, at that, I say, no, I want to give thanks to me hungry. Nice name for a good restaurant. Me hungry, the only authentic raw food restaurant me know in a Jamaica. Now if a man want to come contest that, make him contest it. But me I tell you, say, it's the only authentic, sure, say, everything where they there is sun fired. Understand? Under 100 degrees, under 110 degrees. That's how it go. Okay. So, as we say, Matrix in the house. The film program. Tomorrow we're going to put on a different kind of program because it's Emancipation Eve, the eve of Emancipation. So we want to carry the program for the next level. I would have to ring the phone again. We can take a call, so instead of just a talk, so. Eh? Alright, we could take the call. We could take the call. Yeah. Make sure yes. Okay. Alright. So, make we go forward to this tune and then skip the tune then. Alright, here goes. Yeah, you named Delroy Williams, produced by the man called Augustus Pablo. I Stand Black. We want to give thanks for the time and the energy, and we are going to go out with this tune, yeah? Yes. We need to go out with this tune, yeah? Believe you me. Big tune from them time there. Dennis Brown. Here goes.
Concrete castle king, won't you give up?